I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. As humans, we are never satisfied. We will continue to strive to be better again and again. An idol can affect everyday life even into their fans. We believe that feminist movement should aggressively oppose the K-pop industry. We saw this as a woman's exploitation, self-perfection and eroticism. In the selection to enter an agency, beauty standards are still being carried out. For those who fail to audition to become part of agency, they can get bullied from people around, loss of confidence, and become selfless. Fans of K-pop are usually teenagers and even children, right? And in response to the opening opposition statement that the artists do that because of market demand, I wanna ask which market demand they refer to. I have some friend and even my cousin who is a big fan from K-pop group Blackpink, but they never demand anything. In fact, they get a pretty bad impact, like scantily clad, and always demands themselves to be perfect like their idol. I think even if the artist just sing with a proper and polite dress, my cousin and other fans will still like especially if the song is really nice. And we must know that adolescence is a period of transition and a period of self-discovery. Here are the opinion that I will deliver. First of all, physical appearance. About physical appearance, we often see that a lot of fans are upset with the beauty or handsomeness of the idol. As a result, they become dissatisfied and don't value themselves, nothing or loss of appreciation for one is doing. I am psychology student, so this is narcissistic personality disorder. That is a condition in which a person feels never satisfied and is always jealous of the advantage to others that don't exist in them. The result of this impact is that many people are competing to do plastic surgery. So it's clear they don't love themselves the way they are. For the example, Kardashian case. Even though this case is not come from K-pop industry, but everyone trying to imitate their personal style, like the people mostly trying to be Kylie Jenner. They consider having a plump lips like her is the most beautiful thing for women. Ladies and gentlemen, people might forget that in K-pop industry it's very various. I mean, you can see Jesse or Christian Yu, they both are very unique. I mean, when people in K-pop always portray and as a flawless human who has brighter skin, youthful looks, but you can see them. They both create their own values. Christian Yu has tattoo, cut piercing, and many more. When the K-pop stars never did that. Like with Jessie, she has both makeup style, plump lips, tan skin, and such that really makes her very unique. Second, sick or mental. Some people who are part of the fans of K-pop also do imitation behavior. That is behavior when someone follows and even imitation in detail. This becomes very dangerous because this will damage and even eliminate the identity of person. In their daily life, they don't act as themselves but as their idols. What's even more dangerous is that children are also part of the idol or K-pop fans. Based on what I learned, a psychology student, in the theory of reinforcing factor orientation, there is an impulse that directs individuals to certain behavioral choices. The choice of behavior is caused by needs, and needs that I mean here is because they are always feel less and want to be same as the idol. Children under 9 years old are very easy and imitate what they are see. What we underline here are movements that are erotic, tend to sexy, and are not appropriate when done by children. And we all call this children see, children do. For the example, children are crying rarely just because they have been watching K-pop performance and ask their parents to buy whatever they want. If the parents couldn't afford it and let them cry, the children might think that their parents don't care about what they want. Their wants are leading to consumptive style after all. Third is fetish and sexual harassment. Fetish is a condition when a person feels excited, aroused, and are satisfied with a non-sexual body part or object. Recently, there has been fetish, where the fetish is called the Asian fetish. Asian fetish is the sexual objectification of the appearance of Asian women. This fetish is manifestation of those who have this fetish that they look up to Asian women to submit and obey. For the example, mostly people who like to watch the concert, especially when it comes to girl group concert, for example like Blackpink. We often find that men always stand in the first row. I mean, regardless what they think about. And fourth, I think they are no longer considered human. You know why I said like that? They in case K-pop members work very hard and very extra. They dress whatever the client and company wants, even though they disagree. But their income is a few percent goes to the agency. Sometimes they also work outside normal limits. More explanation will be delivered by our government whip. Thank you very much.
I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Human gifted with sense that any creature didn't have. But also this sense can be influenced easily, especially in this modern era where every information is easily gained from the internet. Imagine, as my first speaker said, that the audience is a children, because most of third or fourth generation groups of K-pop fans are young age. You can go on Twitter or Instagram and find fans which are as young as 7 to 14 years old. These kids do not know how to think maturely and often attack groups they don't like, which this thing is opposing one of the feminist movement, which is women empowering women. Because the fact is, women are mostly who fangirling about the K-pop rather than men, and become a toxic fan that attacks another women. As the opening opposition said, that this K-pop thing is just to fulfill supply and demand, so simply say that it is okay to exploit people to do job in order to just fulfill supply and demand, because that's what it sounds like. Why I say exploit? Because women in this K-pop industry is being pressed by the agency, by the fans, and many people around them. They demanded to look perfect all the time in order to fulfill supply and demand, as the opposition said. Plus, with fans cancellation culture, because people are so quick to jump on these idols and cancel them over the tiniest things, even rumor of past behavior that already long time ago and have no related with their career now, and this thing added stress on the women idols itself to stay perfect. Because feminist movement is not just about the audience that 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 imitating the behavior of their idols. So even just little thing they do that may be seen out of line could destroy them, just in order to fulfill the supply and demand terms that opening opposition offer. Okay, so the Korean entertainer's career is like a wall that covered their social life, the thing that what makes them human, isolated. And this feminism movement isn't all about just beauty standard, as the opposition said, and the insecurity behind it. It is beyond that thing. We want to raising women's honor and dignity, because the fact in Korean pop and Korea itself, patriarchy still exists around them until nowadays. And these K-pop things, especially who consisted with girls, or we can say girl band, it's just look like objectifying women by dressing in the minimal clothes and dancing with the erotic choreography. Is that really a K-pop to supply for the world society? As a feminism movement, of course, we strongly disagree about women objectification. So what's the point of the K-pop really are? Is it a culture, or maybe just a music that engaging the women objectification higher? The opening opposition said that the problem with when insecurities and other bad things happen because of the people itself, and you can blame the K-pop industry. But I don't think so, because people are really easy to be influenced. Even the old ones can still be influenced, especially those who are underage. And how that will be taken care of, because there's a example that there's a fans that really idolizing the K-pop, and then they start to imitating their behavior, and then when something go wrong, then something's go wrong, and then they did the wrong thing also. Like the example is when children may be idolizing the K-pop groups, and then one of the members is committing suicide. So as the extremely idolizing the groups itself, the children is also doing the same thing, because they didn't have a mature mindset yet. And then what I'm propose is, we are strongly opposing the K-pop industry, because unless they change their behavior in front of the camera, they start to really communicating their culture through the music video or anything that's really culture related. It's not just women sexism or objectification covered with a music video. And that's all from me. Proud to propose. Thank you very much.